Hello and welcome to another video from English Matters. Today we're going to be looking at Act 1, Scene 1 of Macbeth. It's a very important scene. The opening scene of the play is, it establishes mood and atmosphere. You've got to remember the scene is set in an open and isolated place. The moorland is far removed from society and from the usual social rules. Certainly the witches fulfill popular notions of what we think of as witches. They're incredibly ugly, for example. They even appear fairly genderless in many respects. Banquo certainly calls that into question. Also, they have animals. They can take the shape of animals, and they have familiars, cats and toads. And, you know, it's a scene that is very, very gothic. It's very dark in many respects. The gothic element in the first scene is evident, of course, in the witch's speech as well as the setting. I mean, the setting, as we've said, is bleak and remote. This very first scene, of course, suggests that ambiguity is at the very centre of this play. Ambiguity, chaos, disorder is very much encompassed in this very scene, represented in this scene by the thunderstorm, the lightning, the barrenness of the heath, the confusion generated by the witches, that very sort of gothic environment in which it's set, those gothic elements, dark elements. Now this of course contrasts dramatically with the opening of Act 1 Scene 2, which starts with a trumpet fanfare which symbolises royalty, order and structure, albeit hierarchical order and structure. But this scene, there is no structure, it's just chaos. The weather is described in the scene as the fog and filthy air. This suggests something unhealthy, something unclean about it, which is very, very important in terms of how we view the witches' presence in this play, or how the Jacobean audience would have viewed the witches. This is definitely a place that's alien to human values, a place of darkness and foulness, and it's very much a sinister challenge to the ordinary goodness represented by King Duncan in many respects. When we think about Act 1 Scene 1, it's important to think about the way the witches speak. There's a rhyming, almost chanting quality to the rhythm of their speech, like an incantation, like witches casting spells. This is the effect that's striven for here. So when shall we three meet again, in thunder, lightning or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, confusion, hurly-burly means confusion and chaos. When the battle's lost and won. So this is what they do. They speak in oxymoronic terms. The battle can't be lost and won. That will be ere the set of sun, where the place upon the heath, there to meet Macbeth. Now what's interesting about this, of course, is the audience have not yet met Macbeth. This is the first time he's mentioned. So the first time we hear of Macbeth is his name mentioned by the witches, which is quite significant considering the role the witches will play in Macbeth's fate and life, I suppose. I come grey Malkin, paddock falls, these are familiars, cats and toads, so to speak. And then all together, like chanting, like they're casting a spell. Fair is foul, foul is fair. As I said, in terms of the way they speak in equivocation. They're never direct. So it just adds to that atmosphere of confusion, and that continues throughout the play. Also, they speak in oxymoronic terms. They contradict themselves in many respects. When the battle's lost and won, this creates a sort of a linguistic paradox. Anyway, that's as much as I want to see on Act 1, Scene 1 of this play. It is a short scene after all. Please click like and subscribe, and click the bell so you get notified of any future uploads. You might also want to check out the video I've done on Macbeth, witchcraft and context. I think you might find that interesting as well. Anyway, do share this video amongst your friends who are also studying Macbeth. Other than that, please keep studying.